Meantime, as more and more businesses close their doors, more and more people are finding out they're now unemployed. And that has lawmakers scrambling to provide relief, which could soon come in the form of some big checks right to your mailbox.
During this time, and many small businesses are being affected by the virus, especially right here in DeLand. And a lot of people are talking about a federal proposal that could give them some relief and have checks coming to the mailboxes of millions of Americans.
So millions of people are stressed out by high prices for food, fuel, and healthcare, everybody. We all know that's the facts. And according to economists, the seniors will notice they have more purchasing power in January, when Social Security checks go up to 8.7%. But if the U.S. slips into recession within the next year, as most economists predict, inflation can then ease, and that permanent increase in benefits could feel even larger, at least for a while. Now, the Social Security Administration announced the biggest cost of living adjustment in 40 years on October 13th. They announced that the retirees' benefit is going to go to $200 a month and to even $2,000 a month in 2023. So this follows all because of the 5.9% COLA raise of the year, and they have the increase in stimulus checks, monthly stimulus checks that is, was set at around 8.2% in September. It's a seventh consecutive month at 8% or higher. But rising prices have already peaked, and according to the Federal Reserve's most recent summary of economic projection, inflation is expected to dip in 2.8% next year. So, in a bad recession, everybody, prices would likely moderate further than that or even decline, unfortunately. Now, folks, listen to this. Social Security never lowers benefits, so it's a deflationary year. Retirees could actually see their real income even grow bigger and higher, but the increase would not be permanent. The government calculates the annual COLA using the CPIW, a subset of the broader CPI index, and the 8.7% increase in January is based on a change in the CPIW from the third quarter of the past year. According to the Social Security Administration, retirees will not get another COLA until prices increase above their current levels, even if that takes more than 1 year. COLAs affect more than 70 million Americans who receive Social Security or SSI benefits. And with the mid-high inflation rates, 43% of seniors, about 50% of people, say they have reduced their discretionary spending this year. A recent poll found that 27% of seniors are spending more money each month than they can afford. That's up from 17% in 2020. And the Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates again to drive down demand for goods and services, and higher borrowing costs have already cooled the housing market. A recession will reduce consumer demand even more, slowing down inflation and potentially leading to price decreases for many products. Lower prices will mean more buying power for seniors until inflation picks up again. Analysts told CBS that these higher prices will just continue, adding that if inflation does occur, seniors could end up receiving more money in return. So as the economy fell apart in 2008 and the consumer demand decreased, seniors definitely had more purchasing power. Economists said that it took 2 full years of slow inflation before you got back up to the point where a COLA was required. The COLA is locked in, so seniors get the cost of an increase while prices were dropping. A sharp drop in energy prices can lower inflation, and there was also no COLA at the beginning of 2016. That's due to the fact of failing and falling gas prices, and the following year is only 0.3%. According to the Fed, the U.S. experienced a serious bout of widespread inflation during the Great Depression. So, right now we can only realize that President Biden has to do one thing, and it's to send out stimulus money fast. Here is the breaking news. Inflation just continues to soar. Unfortunately, the Democrats are coming together and they're ready for a new stimulus payment, everybody. We have some breaking news. Inflation soars continuously, everybody. So, as a result, the Democrats are coming together to put forward new stimulus legislation. And this may mean a fourth stimulus check and a fourth stimulus package that would include the monthly stimulus for at least some eligible Americans. Lawmakers are even saying that this extra relief should go out to even more targeted group of people. Eligibility requirements for these checks have been proposed. So, while inflation is reaching a 40-year high and the high price of gas is just continuing to rise, the White House could intervene by providing Americans with a gas rebate check, and the last stimulus check sent out by the government came in March 2021.
I'm deeply honored that my remarkable colleagues on this side of the aisle decided to rehire me for another term as Republican leader. I'm proud of Senators Thune, Barrasso, Ernst, Capito, and Daines, who were also elected to take on critical roles for the next 2 years. We have impressive new senators-elect We have outstanding returning members. Our conference is brimming with energy, ideas, and enthusiasm to fight for the millions and millions of Americans who elected Republican senators to be their champions and their voice in this chamber. Republicans are a big tent party that unites around common sense conservative principles and policies to make our nation stronger and make American families' lives better. We stand for fiscal sanity instead of reckless liberal spending that created jaw-dropping inflation. We stand for the pro-worker, pro-family, pro-growth ideas that built the best economy for working people in a generation before COVID-19. Republican policies have fueled low inflation, low unemployment, and robust growth, all at the very same time. We stand for a strong, modern military that can deter and defeat America's enemies, and competent American leadership in the world instead of this administration's deeply botched retreat from Afghanistan and desperate cozying up to the murderous regime in Tehran. We stand for American energy dominance instead of cutting off our own supplies and canceling out our own pipelines while begging foreign dictators to produce more. We stand for real energy independence, not making China rich by buying solar panel components that make American energy more expensive and less reliable. We stand for safer streets, and we understand that real compassion means ensuring safety and security for innocent people, not giving shorter sentences to the violent convicts who hurt them. We stand for securing our border and enforcing.
Now, the IRS has also confirmed, folks, that many Americans will be receiving a new $1,400 extra stimulus check this year. In this video, I'll be going over the brand new requirements to claim a fourth stimulus check very soon. So, the IRS just said in an official statement that the IRS announced that the agency has issued all third stimulus checks to people. But new parents and other eligible Americans who added dependents in 2021 may also qualify for additional money. This means more stimulus money will be going out. The payments of up to $1,400 a person were authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act, and that's a crisis relief bill that Democrats passed in March. Some $1,400 checks may still be in the mail, but the IRS is no longer issuing funds from the first, second, or even third rounds. According to the IRS, the agency issued more than 175 million third-round payments, all to households worth over $400 billion through December 31st. The EIP payments also were issued by the IRS, and that was for $1,200 and $600. Now, families who added a dependent, like a parent, nephew, niece, or grandchild, on their 2021 tax return, and who was not listed as a dependent on their 2020 return, may also qualify for this. The IRS said that other people may be eligible to receive a full third-round payment, and they might not qualify for more. But families can recover additional stimulus money on their tax return by claiming the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit. This is due to the fact that stimulus checks are technically an advance payment of the Recovery Rebate Credit. The tax season started Monday. It runs through